Hello, my name is Kari Laitinen and today I'm going to teach you something very basic things about web programming. So let's go to this site. I'll stop showing my face, and I don't think that you mind that at all, and so I'm just going to show the computer screen from now on. And let's go to this my site, naturalprogramming.com, and here we have these icons, and one of these icons is this web icon, and here we can find links related to web programming or web development, or these links tell something about the very basic things, and this link here is this will lead you to examples of some very simple HTML pages. So let's go there, and I have here the first page called Button Demo. Well, let's see what this does. So the page is very simple indeed. We can make it a little bit bigger here. So there is a text, hello, and there is a button there, and when I press the button, the text changes to well done. So if I press the button again, it changes to hello, and so basically it doesn't do anything more than it just demonstrates that we can do an effect with the button. Like this. So the page itself, it's quite simple. I will again make it small. Oh, this is the normal size of the page. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to download this file, because now when we go to this list of files, I can show that it is actually this file called ButtonDemo.html that makes the page, or defines what is shown on the page and so on. So I'm now going to download this file to some local folder on this my computer. So I use the control key, and then I click, and then I select download linked file as, and I have here in my documents folder, I have an HTML work folder there, and I will save it there. So now I can do so that I can open this. File locally. So I use Command and the O key there, and I open. So now I'm using it locally. I'm using locally this file now. So you can see that it's now in my computer. It is inside this folder that I selected. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to open this file named ButtonDemo.html. I'm going to open it with an editor. I have a very good editor, Sublime text here, so there's some old program there. So I will open it with a Sublime text and file. Open. And I go to the documents folder and the HTML work folder, and then I select this file, and then I open it. So now it's showing the source code or the source of this page. It's showing it with nice colors, and so this is the text that defines this page. And actually there are also other possibilities to view the source code of a page, so that, for instance, in Safari, if you want to see the a page, then you must use this develop menu. And actually you have to do so, I just learned this, that you have to do so that if you want to use this develop menu, you have to first go to the Safari and preferences and these advanced preferences and select this thing here. Then it shows the develop menu, and then you can select the source, show page source. And then it opens this small window here, and you can see the source. But I'm not going to, because it's easier to use this Sublime text, so I'm going to use this. And but it is just this is just a text file, and it is the feature of this Sublime text editor that it's shown so nicely. So normally it is just a text file. So we can actually test it if we go to the terminal window, and we can just go to the documents folder, and then we can go to the HTML work folder, and then we can just type, see the file like this. So here we can see that it's all in the normal text in the always the same text color, but it's this editor that makes this look so good. And so normally in an HTML file you can we have these things called tags, and they specify the HTML elements, so-called HTML elements. And for instance, there is the title element. It begins with this tag and it ends with this tag here. So there is also the opening tag or closing tag, and or beginning tag and closing tag, or beginning tag and ending tag. So there are many names for these tags. And you can have comments inside an HTML file. Like here, I have some comments here, and if I remove these comments, I can remove them, and I can save the file. And if I check or reload the file, it doesn't affect the comments doesn't affect the what the page looks like. I'm sorry about my mistakes in English. And so this is, well, when I remove the comments, well, we can see that it's now much more shorter, and we have basically in an HTML file, or inside the HTML file, you can have things like or you usually have things like style definitions. So this whole thing is a section here that contains style definitions. And then we can have also script sections inside an HTML file. And this is now a script section that contains one JavaScript function. And then we have this normal HTML here. And for instance, here inside this body, so this whole thing is the body element, and inside the body element we have one h1 element, starts here and ends here, and then we have one div element, starts here and ends here. And inside the div element we have button element, and that's the what is inside the page. So basically this now defines that there is one h1 element and then there is one button element, and so this is now what we see here. So this is the h1 element and this is the button. So we have only two things there. So this button is inside a div element, but that doesn't really affect this button being inside a div element doesn't really show here, or actually it shows that because the class of this div is centered, it means that it is centered, the button is centered then on the screen. So we can have all these elements, HTML elements, they have so-called attributes. And so that, for instance, here this ID and this class, they are now attributes. And so this text has this ID, text on screen, and it is class centered. So with this we can with this ID and this class definitions we can make sure we can specify that these elements can be referred to from the from the page or from the style definitions or from the JavaScript. And for instance, this centered, the name centered, it is chosen by me when I wrote this page. So this centered name is then used here in the style definition. So with this style definitions we specify that this is now the class is now centered, and this means that all elements that belong to this class they are formatted according to these two definitions, and this is now the text is centered, and then these are the margins that it means that this 64 pixels, they are the top and bottom margins, and these right and left margins are automatic, and this means actually that it centers everything, or it centers this element that is of this class. So when we write this centered here, and we write this centered here, it means that these elements are centered on the screen or inside the body of the HTML. And then for this button we have defined this on click, and then we keep inside double quotation marks, we give inside the name of a JavaScript function, and it simply means that this function is called or executed when this button is clicked. And the JavaScript function is then given inside this script section of the page. And this is a JavaScript function, and then this JavaScript function does so that it modifies the text element of the page. So it modifies the text that the text is initially it is hello, but it modifies it so that if it is hello it becomes well done, and if it is well done it becomes hello. So in JavaScript it is possible to refer to the elements in an HTML page so that you when the text has an ID, like in this case, or the element has an ID, so this element has now the ID, this name text on screen, and so with this by writing document dot element get element by ID, and then we give the ID name inside double quotation characters, then we can refer to the text element. So actually this variable, JavaScript variable, begins to refer to this whole text element after this statement is executed. And then inside the text element, or inside the element, we can refer to the inner HTML of the element. And the inner HTML in this case means what is written inside this opening tag and closing tag. So, and we can test so that if the inner HTML, if it is well done, then we change to hello. And otherwise we change it to well done, because we can suppose that it contains the text hello. So here we actually read the inner HTML, and here we rewrite the inner HTML. So I could actually modify this program so that if I would like to have it change the text so that after I press so let's take the original page. So this is now the original, so that then I get well done and again hello. But well, if I would like to have a third text there, I could modify this JavaScript function so that I could so that after so I would write there something like else if text element dot inner HTML if it is hello. If it is hello, then I would do it like I would put the press again, and if it is press again, if it is press again, I would put it well done. Write it so if it is hello, if it is hello, if it is hello, I will put it press again, and if it is so it is this, if it is press again, so it is this else part, so it will be well done. But if it is well done, it will be again hello. So now there should be a third text there, so let's try it. I'll save it and I reload the page. So press again, well done, hello. Now there are 3 texts. So actually we can think that with this JavaScript we can modify the internal content of the HTML, or we can think so that we can, because originally this button is defined so that the text is press. Oh, sorry. So this text is hello. That's the original definition, but we actually, when we use the when the JavaScript function is executed, it changes. We can think that it changes this internal content of the H1 element here. So let's still take a little bit about this. So basically it is so that the HTML, with HTML we define what is contained in the page. So that here we define that there is this H1 element, and then we define that there is this button element. And then with the style definitions like these, or these are actually called CSS style definitions. So with the style definitions, how the we can specify how the content looks like. And with the JavaScript, we can put some action to the page. So let's do some modifications. For instance, that we have this, our button here doesn't really look very impressive here. So it's small and not much color there. So let's try to modify it a little bit, the button here, so that we can, if I would like to modify the button, I could specify here CSS like this, button, and then inside these braces I can, for instance, if I would like to specify the height and width of the button, I could write like this. What is good width? Well, 64 pixels, and height 32 pixels. So let's save it. And I reload the thing. And now we can see the button is a little bit larger. And it still works. So if I would like to have the button with a different color, I could actually use, I have here on our web programming page, there is I have one link here called color names, so that there is it's linked to an external site, w3schools.com, and there is a very nice list of names that you can use when you specify colors. So we could select a color like well, goldenrod. Let's try this one, goldenrod. So the background, I mean the background color, so I can write this like this. It should work if I did write it. Yes, it should work like this. Excuse me. So let's try it. I reload, and now there is a different color there. So I think this is now enough for this time. We have used some JavaScript, we have used some CSS style definitions, and we have studied the basic structure of an HTML page. And sorry again. So if you want to, for instance, study the CSS or the JavaScript or the HTML, I have links here, and these links lead to w3schools.com's pages, and they are very good pages to study the basics and so you have to try yourself all these things in order to learn more. But so I thank you, and this is end of this video now.